Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. In this video, I want to take a look at the best pre-built gaming PCs that you can buy from Amazon. Now, before I get into the 5 ones that I'm going to recommend, I do want to preface this by saying that, of course, I would always recommend you guys to build a PC. It's usually more advantageous from a budget standpoint, and just generally knowing how to build a computer is a pretty useful skill, knowing the ins and outs. But I know some of you guys want to skip that hassle, or quote-unquote hassle, I should say, and you want to buy a pre-built outright. There are some pretty decent options available. Again, before I get into the main 5, I do want to go over, if you guys do want something super bare bones, and you just want a PC that can play, you know, games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, games like League of Legends, and a couple of other low-profile titles, maybe like a Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, not necessarily the highest-end games in the world, I do want to give you guys a couple of different options, and again, these are available from Amazon. First of all, they've got an HP Elite 8300 tower desktop with an Intel quad-core i5 3.2 GHz, 16 GB of RAM, a 2 TB hard drive, and a 120 GB SSD, Windows 10, of course, installed. $240 for that. That's pretty ridiculous with all the stuff that you get, and looking at it, you've got a 320 watt power supply in there as well. Now, the only issue is it's going to be limited by the Intel HD graphics. You can end up buying something like a GT 1030. You can even go as high end as probably like a GTX 1050, but GT 1030 with a 8300 Elite from HP would end up running you back like $300, maybe even a little bit less, a little bit more, whatever the case may be. A 1030 can run games like CSGO, League of Legends pretty well, and again, you can push games like Skyrim and even some of the newer games at lower and medium settings, and you're not breaking the bank at all. You're going to end up spending around $300, and you get some pretty good hardware for your money. An i5, 16 gigs of RAM, 2 TB hard drive, and a 120 GB SSD. Now, this is a renewed Amazon product, so this PC is like a refurbished product, but still, for everything that you're getting for the price, and given that you do have backed by the 90-day Amazon renewed guarantee, pretty advantageous pickup, I think, right now if you want to get this and a GT 1030. Some other options for low-tier PCs, if you guys do want to go that route, I see the HP Z230 Workstation gaming computer with an Intel Core i5 4590, 16 GB of DDR3 RAM, a 240 GB SSD, a 2 TB hard drive, USB 3.0, NVIDIA GeForce GT 1030 2 GB in there already, and that's $400. All things considered, that is not too terrible. Only 5 left in stock on that, and remember, you do get Windows 10 installed. So for those of you looking for super low-end PCs, that's an option as well. And then lastly, if you do want to go a little bit higher end, they do have the gaming desktop computer with an i5 3.1 GHz, 8 gigs of RAM, 1 TB hard drive, and a GTX 650. Given that this one is losing out on a lot comparatively to the other ones, I would highly recommend you to get the other ones, as they are also cheaper. Ideally, at this budget, it is a lot more advantageous to build your own PC. That is really where you're going to see a lot of the building PC benefits being accentuated, especially at these lower price thresholds. Nonetheless, there you have it with that, and I'll leave links to all of these in the description box below. Okay, moving on to some PCs that are actually going to be compelling gaming options. Want to go over the Skytech Shadow Gaming Computer Desktop PC, Ryzen 1200, 3.1 GHz quad-core, GTX 1060, 3 GB, 8 GB of DDR4 RAM, 1 TB hard drive, and again, Windows 10 installed. This is $700. So let me preface this by saying, I wanted to mention this because this was really the cheapest option for a compelling build. But as you're going to see with the next option, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're getting so much more that I am going to recommend you the next option, but this is a pretty good one, all things considered. If you're going to game at 1080p, not a bad option. Alright, next up we have the Skytech Blaze 2 gaming PC. Now this is the one that I would highly recommend. If you're on a budget, now they only have one more in stock, but they're saying more on the way. This is actually a really good option, whether you compare it to building a PC, buying a PC outright. I think it's pretty good. Ryzen 5 2600, 6-core, 3.4 GHz, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060, I should say NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1666 GB, a 500 GB SSD, so just an SSD, 8 GB of DDR4 RAM, and you do have Windows 10 installed in there as well. For $750, this is a pretty good option, all things considered. Again, a PC that's probably going to be more so dedicated to 1080p, but definitely can push 1440p with a 1660. A 1660 is a damn good GPU, and $750 for this is a very good buy. The next option is also a relatively good option, the Skytech Blaze 2 gaming PC with a Ryzen 5 2600 6-core CPU, so the same CPU as the last one. You got a GT GTX 1660 Ti in here, 500GB SSD, 8GB of DDR4 RAM, and a Windows 10 pre-installed OS. So that's $830, kind of expensive. You're paying for that 1660 Ti upgrade, which I don't necessarily know if it is going to be worth it, but $830 is still relatively cheap, all things considered. So I wanted to give that a shout as well. Next up, Skytech's really just killing the game right now as far as pre-built computers go. Those are really the best option from Amazon. Skytech Archangel Gaming PC, Ryzen 5 2600X, a 6-core CPU, 3.6 GHz, a GTX 1666GB, 500GB SSD, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, and you've got Windows 10 pre-installed. So really the advantageous element of this PC is the fact that you do have 16GB of DDR4 RAM, and you do get a 2600X, which will go quite a long way. This is a very good option at $930, kind of pricey at that level. Again, if you build a PC with $930, you're probably going to get something quite a bit better, but as far as pre-built goes, this was a pretty good option. And lastly, I do want to give another Skytech PC a shout, the Skytech Chronos Gaming PC desktop with an AMD Ryzen 7 2700X and NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super 8GB, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, that's two 8GB sticks, a 1TB SSD, and a 650-watt gold power supply. Now, this is going to come in very pricey at $1,400 if you want a very high-end option. This is probably the best route to go. There are a lot of PCs on Amazon that are going for like $2,000, $2,500, and I really wouldn't recommend going that route for a pre-built computer. At most, I would settle in at this $1,400 to $1,500 range, and I do feel like you get a pretty good PC for your $1,400 with the R7 2700X. And RTX 2070 is going to go a long way in 1440p as well as 4K even, and 16GB of DDR4 RAM is going to keep you busy for quite a while on a 1TB SSD, rounding things out. For $1,400, I do think that this is a relatively good option if you are looking to do more high-end gaming. But that's going to conclude this video, guys. I hope I was able to give you guys a bevy of options, whether you're looking for the super low-end League of Legends, CSGO, lower-end machine that can play some of the higher-end games at lower settings, but mainly geared towards playing a lot of those esports titles and Overwatch as well, Valorant, all of that kind of stuff, but also some decent options for those of you looking for a higher-end gaming PC. All of these will be linked in the description box below with Amazon affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of a kickback if you use my link and buy anything on Amazon, so that is definitely appreciated. But that's going to conclude this video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.